our Patreon members. Sign up right now, patreon.com/VVC Life. And thank you to all of the patrons that have already signed up and are supporting us right now.
Real reviews, live and unapologetic. New episodes every Thursday at 8 at vvclife.com.
No ticket.
We are back. Real reviews. I got the whole team on deck. We got the executive producer, number one head honcho in the building, Eddie Lingo, right here.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yup. All right. Update me later. Okay, software. Yo, we've got the supposed co-executive producer right down here, the Dad Panther.
How y'all doing on this Friday?
On time today.
Yeah. Still waiting on him to do some co-executive producing. But anyway, we've got the Queen. We all know she owns Puerto Rico. Make sure you pay all taxes to the Queen before travel, or you may come up missing. Iris is on deck.
What about trying to get me jumped and shit? Like,
Nobody jumps the Queen. The Queen does the jumping, because that's what she said. So anyway, we've got a jam-packed, fully loaded, action-packed, adventure-filled, non-stop situation for you today. And the only way we could do it is just, one thing after another. But before I rush into the business, as I have a tendency to do, I would love to go around the room and find out, how are you guys doing today? What's going on? How are you guys feeling? Y'all looking good, looking beautiful. Look at these beautiful faces, huh? These attractive people. Dad Panther, you don't believe that I think you're attractive? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I didn't even say anything.
no Diddy.
No Diddy. All the Diddy.
No.
Please stop.
There's no Willow and Bieber on this. No Coachella.
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? And if it was, why would that be a problem? Why
Because it
can't
would
people
be.
show each other love?
Yeah,
They can't
not
show.
like
Y'all
that.
can't show.
Not like
Not
that.
like he said. Not
Not
like
with
that.
me.
Okay, gotcha.
We ain't gonna sway together.
We're not gonna sway together. Moving away from our friend Iris, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing good. It's almost Friday, so yay! I'm excited. Time
Word.
to relax this weekend. It's my mama's birthday weekend, so shout out to the Mama Dukes.
Yo, mom's got an orgy and a visit to the gun range coming up, so you can either get shot or pregnant out this joint. You don't know how grandma gonna handle it. You understand me? Mom's getting it in. You know what I mean?
We're going to the aquarium. So
Ooh, risky.
yeah, risky.
All right, that's what's up. Maybe the comedy club. You know what I mean? Maybe
Gonna take her out to dinner. Because we're gonna check out the West Coast. Just drive. So
all right. Sexy. Put the drop top down. You know what I'm saying? Drinking and driving. Oh yeah. Some weed, cigars. Make it happen. All right, Eddie. What's going on, man?
Oh man, it's been a week. It's been a week, man. But I always, like I said, I look forward to the Thursdays. Come out here to have a good time, chat with your people. I was late to work today, like big time late to work. But fortunately, I've put in enough work where people were willing to joke about it and let it go as long as I don't make it a habit. So, but all right, it's a good week.
That makes it a great week.
yeah.
All right, so it's time to get down with the history. It's time for us to go back to the future. Well, no, I mean, let's just talk about some black people.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Hey, everyone. We're going to be talking about Osei Davis. I do apologize if I pronounced his name wrong, but I have seen him act in many movies, especially a lot of classics. Just to give you guys a brief rundown, he was born in 1917, y'all. 1917.
Sheesh.
And then died in 2005. So,
Wow.
I mean, that man seen a lot.
Mhm.
Other than being an actor, he was a director, a writer, and an activist, and he was married to the late and great Ruby Dee.
Really?
Yes, he was. He acted in 113 movies and television series. And fun fact is he was actually featured as a speaker at the funerals of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Mm.
Now,
Nice.
yeah,
What a life
like
to live.
damn, exactly, like woo,
Oh,
that's some gloriness right there.
respect for him.
How about that?
That's why. So that's why I chose that gentleman for this week's shout out, because I saw that and I was like, oh my god, shit, let me be featured at somebody's funeral as a speaker like that. Whew. Glory.
You can speak at my funeral, Iris.
Thank you.
I will be crying too much, so I won't be any help to anybody. So it's all good, man. All right. Speaking of death, let's take a look into the past.
Oh, they're doing the previously thing. Do it again. Previously.
Now, let's see if Eddie has found a new way to embarrass me or one of us this week. Let's go.
It's exciting because he grew up to be very handsome. So yeah, that's all I have to say
I
about
was
that.
waiting on that.
And then there's shut up, Iris. And in this corner, we have the Dad Panther. What is your initial impressions?
Tell me shut up. You
I-
don't see me too much, motherfucker.
I'm all scared.
Jay is one scared. Like I
I
said,
never know where that goes. Like when Iris is talking, I'm like, we're good. I dodged the bullet. And you can see my eyes on that when I was looking at the corner of the hat, like, am I in trouble, Iris? I'm sorry.
that moment had
Safe
passed. Eddie, why would you bring that back up?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I wasn't going to, but what I had was it was all right. But then I came across my accent. I was like, oh, this is
I feel like
good.
we all caught it on that one from Jay. Like I think we all caught it on that one.
Don't worry, Jay. I'll speak at your funeral.
Well, I bet she'll say something.
Nah, spit on my grave. I get it.
Spit? No, damn.
Oh, well, shit. As long as it's a party, I'm down. All right. Let's run those numbers.
More money, more money, more money.
Oh my God. It's been such a crazy week in the box office, and I cannot wait to show you the numbers. Okay, everybody, it's so ill. Okay, domestic means within the continental United States, we've got 5 films that made it into the top 5, dominating the box office. So let's start in at number 5, Dune Part 2. Oh my God, who would have thought a movie about sand would be so popular? I mean, God damn it. Bringing in $4.3 million, bringing its gross domestic total up to $272 million. Goddamn. I am all with it. All right. So, number 4 in the box office this week is Kung Fu Panda 4. Who would have thought round, rotund, fat bears would end up being super popular? I mean, unless you're gay, no disrespect. It's brought in $5.5 million, bringing its gross domestic total up to $173 million. And would you looky here? As I live and breathe, if there weren't fat pandas, there are dead bodies roaming around the earth while ice seems to accumulate. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire brings in $5.7 million. bringing its gross domestic total up to $96.9 million. They're doing pretty well, but I think this would technically be considered a flop because this is nowhere near their budget. So thank God we may not get another one of those. Oh, and if it's rebooted, it won't be with the same bullcrap concept. And everybody loves a monster, big strong man, Godzilla and King Kong, coming in at number 2. $15.5 million, bringing its gross domestic total up to $158 million. And ladies and gentlemen, as I knew this was going to happen in my soul, in my heart of hearts, in my place where I feel the safest, down deep inside, I knew Civil War was going to be number 1. And it is $25.7 million, dominating the box office this week. Shout out to A24 with another great film. Good God. And they were probably going to get all types of Grammys and nods and nominations. I'm telling you, they're gonna do some numbers. We're going to talk about it come review time. Doesn't seem like any of my other castmates feel the same way, but that's what this show is all about. People not agreeing and agreeing. So we shall see. All right. So anybody have anything they want to say? Anything you're surprised about? You know, maybe the lack of diversity in our top 5. Did we want to talk about that? But no. Okay.
No, it's not out
That's
there.
fine.
But the fact that you kept that voice up that whole time, bravo.
You know, I gotta try. You know, from here and there, every now and then, you're just trying to try something new. You know, just give a little whirl. So
before we move on, I actually got something that I want live reactions from you guys. I got a couple surprises I want to throw out there.
Hey,
All
do I
right.
need to move off screen? Let me put you on the big screen.
No, you don't have to put me on the big screen. I'm gonna, but it is gonna take over screen. I want you guys to just be open-minded, okay?
You're not coming out of the closet mid-show, are you?
No. I mean, that would have been perfect timing with the voice and everything, how you set it up.
You know what I mean?
But
Yeah, I don't think Señorita Lingo would appreciate that. But okay.
yeah, the fiance would definitely be upset if I bailed on her on that one. So
She'd be like, "What the
all right, so I got two new additions to the show that I want to share with y'all. Here goes the first one. You guys ready?
Yep. I was waiting on somebody to die because that was some really dark
That's
music.
But I like it.
Felt like it was a season of like an episode of like The Shield or Law and Order at the end. I was like, this must see TV.
Yeah, for real. I thought something was going to happen for real. I was kind of scared. I'm not going to lie.
I felt like an SBU. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, give it some epicness.
I love the animation, man. That thing is phenomenal.
That actually looked really bomb. That looked
like it. Oh, I love the live reaction. Love live reaction. Okay, I got one more for you. There's another segment introduction card.
Oh,
you guys ready?
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. Let us have it.
All right. Come on.
Yo, I'm
Come
ready
on.
to get.
That was nice.
I'm ready to get my
I like
popcorn,
that.
turn
I
my
like
cell
that.
phone off.
Right. I thought we were going to watch a movie for real.
I thought Nicole
I was like,
Kidman
is this
was
a
going to come in.
Blackwatch?
Right? I was waiting for Nicole Kidman to come in like, anything is better with real reviews.
Anything is better with real reviews. I like it.
Yeah. You actually, we should voice over that. He should use that voice. We voice over it in there. That
Exactly.
I'm ready.
Perfect.
No, that's phenomenal, sir. Great fucking job, man. Great job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that.
Super impressed.
Voiceover though. I don't want nobody to be like, "Is that Iris?" No. That's wrong.
God damn. You hope you ain't spend a whole check on that shit. God damn, boy.
No.
No.
Did you? It wasn't that much.
Okay, cool. All right, Jesus Christ.
It's good. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I gotta find a way to. I'm gonna put that in the intro. I'm gonna put the first one in the intro, or replace the whole intro with it. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Are you gonna add that to the intro? It's already there. It just don't even fit. It don't.
That's what she said.
Maybe,
That
all
was
right,
good, Ron. Good job.
all right, sir. All right. So let's get back. Let's get back on track, man. We got throwback films to talk about. So let's get to it. All right, so this week we are discussing a, I don't know if we would call this a titular classic or anything like that, but let's get to it and let's talk about it. We're right here on Real Reviews, goddammit. At some point it should play. There we go.
You're in the Air Force, right?
Marines, actually.
How long are you here for?
A few weeks.
30 seconds left. Just get us in field goal range. 22, 22!
The blackout may run along the entire northwest corridor.
What's going on?
All right. Is it a boy? Is a plane? No, it's Nazis. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Oh boy. So we are talking Red Dawn. This version, there are two versions. There's one that came out in 1984. Am I correct?
84.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this version came out in 2014 or 2015.
2012.
12.
2012. Okay, I was off. Somewhere in that area. So yeah, man. I had forgotten how far back Chris Hemsworth went because I don't remember him being shit before Marvel. Yeah. And I'm just being completely honest. So I was kind of like, oh shit, hey, look at you, huh? Okay, they gave you guns before 2020. Okay, that's what's up. So I was definitely interested in getting into this. I guess that would have been my initial reaction because when you told me to watch this and I had to watch the trailer, that's the first thing I fucking said. So Eddie?
My initial impression, I was actually really excited about it because I loved the 1984 movie, so I was ready to just dive in with all kinds of nostalgia and enjoy it.
Okay. And Dad Panther?
Same thing. I kind of remember this about the time, like, I don't know, doing homework, TRL type of stuff. So, yeah.
All right.
You were that young?
The Queen.
In my head, I was.
I'm gonna be like, no, you're not. Stop lying. So when it first came out in 2012, I was a little nervous because I was afraid, like, damn, did they do a good job? Because sometimes reboots don't always hit that mark.
90%.
So I was a little concerned. I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a chance. I hope y'all didn't fuck this up. So that was my initial reaction to it.
So, all right, let's go around. Iris, matter of fact, would you like to lead the charge into review territory?
No.
Well, I'll start
Charge.
I'm blessed now.
That's cool. I'll start. I mean, it's not like we're gonna spend a lot of time on this, but my highs for me was that they didn't waste any time getting into the action. I felt like they showed us, introduced the characters, and then after about 5-10 minutes, and we just got to it. So I was really appreciative of that. Another big high for me is that not everybody survives. You watch a movie like this, you expect certain people to just make it all the way through, and not everybody does. So I thought that was a big plus with the execution of the story. But then I have to go into my lows. Number one, I don't like Josh Peck for this character. I know that this was one of his bigger bigger roles after he had lost the weight, and everybody was excited to see him on the big screen. But he every time I saw him on screen, he took me out of it. I didn't believe him as his character. I just kept seeing Drake and Josh, and it just wasn't. It just didn't work for me. I didn't feel like he was the right fit for the role. I also didn't like his love interest. I didn't think she hit that meter where you risk it all, and then anyway, I don't want to offend anybody. So also, I was bothered by the fact that that they kind of adapted to the situation too fast. I understand that Chris Hemsworth's character came back from being military, and all of a sudden, and maybe him and his brother grew up with their dad hunting. So I get that, but everybody. The montage for the training was so fast, and I get it. You don't want to bore us. You want to hurry up and get to it because the situation is right there, so they don't really have time. So I wish that they would have just actually abandoned that instead of trying to stay so true to the '84 film. Change it up. Make these guys like hardcore woodsmen that's always out there hunting, using the terrain, and they're the last line of defense. Use the whole good old boy situation that we know. That's why we don't go out in the woods, because we know how they are out there. They put that in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And they missed an opportunity with that, and also with that being against an entire nation that had help from another nation. I really wish that they would have just really made them come to them and take advantage of the grounds or the mountains or whatever that they knew, the land that they knew, and use it against them instead of them coming out, and not getting swatted, which realistically would have happened. I mean, they could have just nuked the whole forest and whatever. But I get it. We weren't trying to be too realistic. They wanted to just embody the story and give us what we got, and it was cool. But it was also it was a little forgettable. As I was watching it, I could have easily been doing something else while I was playing. I didn't feel like I couldn't turn away. So that's what I got.
Much respect. All right, Dad Panther.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that the highs was the pacing. I thought it had good pacing, like Lingo said. 10 minutes or so when you're right in the action, you were trying to figure out what's going on. I thought it was something different. We don't get a lot of movies like this. I know we get war movies or whatnot, but a lot of them don't bring it here where it's human. It's always aliens or robots or something like that. So I thought it was some cool there. The parts where I thought was the bad, or the areas, I mean, you can't improve on it, was it didn't seem believable. It was this ragtag A-team type of thing, and you just, as much as you want to enjoy it, with the Josh Peck, I understand, because I just see him as typecasted this way, and so I couldn't believe him to play football. I couldn't believe him to get right there alongside of his brother. So it wasn't, and it wasn't very impactful. I didn't leave the theater thinking anything. It was just like Lingo said, it's just something that could be playing in the background.
All right, Iris.
Of course. So I have to agree with both Eddie and Ron in regards to this. So my highs for sure was the movement of the movie. Like, I like that they got to the action right away. I like that they gave you a little bit, like, just kind of setting the scene for us, but then they got right into the action. I really, really enjoyed that. And for my lows, other than Crims, Lord Jesus, Chris Hemsworth character, because I don't know, I guess from seeing him as Thor, other than his Love and Thunder crap that he made, I can see him as that action hero of, being able to survive, do what he got to do. The rest of the crew, I was like, in real life, all y'all motherfuckers would die. Like survival of the fittest. Ain't none of you ragtag children are surviving. What the fuck ever. So I think that would be my only low for the movie. Like, a lot of the characters, especially Josh Peck, because I love him and Drake and Josh. And even for me, his character, even though he lost all that weight, he still just looks like the comical guy. He just looks like he would be the funny guy in the movie. So for them to try to make him more of like, he's an athlete, I couldn't roll with the punches with it. Um, uh, Eddie, I know you didn't want to say it, but the girlfriend was garbage. I didn't give a shit about hurting nobody's feelings. Girlfriend was
Wait a
garbage.
minute. Why is Eddie trying to save the girlfriend? What's going on with that?
Exactly. He was like, I don't
I
want
didn't like
to
her. I didn't think she was worth it. I didn't like what they
she
cast.
wasn't. She's garbage.
You-
Garbage.
oh,
Fucking garbage.
Wow.
So those were at least my highs and lows for the movie.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry, dear.
No. You're all good. That's really all I really had to share about the movie, because I think, other than the action itself, the writing, the pace of the movie, they were, it was all right. But the actors themselves, it was just so hard to really believe, like, in a situation like that, people would just, these kids would just step up and be like, all right, we got this. Like, no, shut the fuck up. No, you don't. No, you don't. So,
That was aggressive. All right. So shout out to you. All right. So hold up. Do I have the is this okay, cool. So this film I define as action by numbers, story by numbers, meaning that Hollywood has their you're going to do a film and you need to do this and you need to do this and you need to do this and you guys to do this, and then you can be risque and do this, but that's not risque. You got it on a checklist of stuff that we've done for 15 films. But anyway, Chris Hemsworth displayed the same acting capability he did in Thor 1. Meaning flat. Most characters subsequently flat. So the next thing I will say is, so we talked about the script, generic. We talked about the acting, generic, because I'm not trying to give away anything, because if you're interested in watching the film, here's the bad part, because those were the good parts. The bad part is I saw Civil War before I saw this, because I never saw this in 2000, whenever it came out. So then you can't help but compare the two together, and then you go, wow, there was so much here, and I'm watching this one going, this had potential, because if this had been done right, 2012, the whole world would have stopped to be like, yo, look at this original piece of content. Yo, these guys are onto something. And then they would still be like, Iris, it'll never happen. But it's a good fable for us to kind of dwell in. Mm-hmm. When you see how one film approaches a similar topic, you know what I mean? You're like, man, you see, wow, you really lost here. You could have done this here. You really do spend a lot of the film going, well, why couldn't you have just done this? Or why couldn't we have switched and gone this direction? Or this would have made, or instead of the children just being badasses, I feel like it could have been a part of character development to earn the courage, or, more earn the place. But I don't want to get down, once again, not trying to go down a rabbit hole, but I didn't like it. And I'm trying to find colorful words, more, I don't have any, because this film didn't have any. It just didn't. So subsequently, I give up the same way they gave up around the third act. So anyway, let's go to my favorite part. What's your rating? Is it a classic? Is it a good watch? Is it a catch on streaming? Is it not doing for me? Is it a or if you ever show me this ever again, I will you. All right. So Queen, would you like to go first?
Of course.
All right,
I
go
thought
ahead.
she was gonna say no again.
Yeah, right.
So for this one, I would have to say it's not doing it for me. It's
okay.
Not.
I respect that. Dad Panther.
It's not catch it on streaming.
Okay.
Catch it on streaming.
Okay. So it has redeeming qualities for you.
Yeah, I think if you've never seen the movie, you'll enjoy it. You'll like what you're looking at. But again, if you're seeing other movies or you're looking at that 1984, it wants to be Top Gun and it's not.
I wouldn't say all that now.
I mean, but Top Gun did drop in '84, right? I think that's the reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just couldn't live up to that box office success.
Okay.
Huh?
Exactly. But let's just let them have it. Whatever.
I'm trying not to let my emotions well up because Top Gun is like up there for me, bro. So like for you be like, oh, it was never trying to be Top Gun. There's no way ever that this would ever be in the stratosphere of Top Gun, my guy. Sorry, I'm not doing it. Eddie, what's your review?
I'm gonna have to go with not doing it for me. I know they was bound to the '84 script. I wish they would have broken away from it, like just take the premise and did something new with it. So I forgive them for sticking to it because most times people don't stick to the original content. But also in the same vein, like you gotta touch stuff up. You gotta try new things with it, and they didn't. So not doing it for me.
For me, I haven't been able to use this in a long time, but thank you. Those exquisite vocal cords. All right, so watch at your own risk. Red Dawn for the people. And now we're gonna move on to greener pastures. You know, things that may come up to the level of Top Gun. All right, yeah. So let's see what we got going on. All right, I was online and I saw this and I was like, man, I think my team may enjoy this little trip down memory lane. The top 25 highest grossing musician biopics. First of all, I didn't know there were more than 25 musician biopics. Holy shit. And yes, Dad Panther, I'm that dumb. Thank you for making faces to make me feel even more out of place. Thank you. But we're gonna go down the whole of a few of them. You got the beautiful Whitney Houston. I Want to Dance with Somebody. Came in at number 24 with $23.7 million domestically. I have actually never seen that film. So when I saw it, I was like, the fuck is that? So all right, shout out to that. No, nobody? Okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
I want to watch it.
It was good.
We got a whole show just for those type of things. So we might have to do that. Yeah, alcohol and some wings might be the perfect way to watch Whitney Houston's biopic. All right. Judy, domestic gross, $24.3 million. Okay. I don't even know who Judy is. I've never seen that, but okay.
Yes. Have you seen The Wizard of Oz?
Garland.
Yeah.
So you know who Judy Garland is?
No, I don't know who Judy Garland is.
The one who plays Dorothy. The white girl that plays Dorothy, her name is Judy Garland.
Oh, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore.
All right. They all look alike. All right, let's just move on. All right.
We have become that show.
Really good.
Oh, my bad. I apologize.
Really, really good.
That was disrespectful.
Really
my
good.
My bad. That was wrong. That was inappropriate. All right. So what's love got to do with it? Domestic gross $39.1 million. Look at those guns bringing in that money. Huh?
Cake.
All right. Amadeus. Domestic gross $51.6 million. There are actually more than one of those, but I guess that was the most successful out of the 2 or 3 that I've seen, and I kind of enjoyed that. I mean, it was something to do on a Friday night. All right, let's see what's next. Selena grossed $35.3 million with the beautiful
Jennifer Lopez.
Seemingly talented Jennifer Lopez. Did anybody watch her own documentary kind of musical thing yet?
No. And just to share some, because y'all are family, and also I went to Miami-Dade, which has some really bad education. I thought for a long time that Jennifer Lopez was Selena. And so when I saw the Spanish lady who plays the lady who kills Selena doing a rice commercial, I was outraged. And somebody had to let me know.
Wow.
They let that motherfucker out. They let that bitch out.
That was not
Anything for
Yolanda.
Selena.
Okay.
No, this
That's on
nigga.
He
me.
said Selena with a C.
Selena.
Oh my goodness.
That nigga bugging for real. All right. Coal miner's daughter.
That was good.
Domestic gross $67.2 million. Shout out to the coal miners. I didn't know coal miner. Is that a part of the job? Do you have to like sing while you're mining coal?
No.
Or,
No. Coal miner's daughter has to do with the country singer. I forget her name, but it's basically the storyline of this country singer and all. Like she came up from like dirt, like she was like trailer trash white poa. And you just see how she, and the garbage her husband treats her. I forget. Oh, Loretta Lynn. She played. It's the story of Loretta Lynn. That's who it is. And Sissy Spacek, I think is how her name is pronounced. She plays Loretta Lynn in that movie. Yeah, and it's actually really good. I just caught it one day, and it was good. It was good. So if you ever get a chance,
that was
that's one white people to watch. I enjoyed it.
Really awkward. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Bob Marley, One Love, $96.6 million. Who said the British couldn't play a Jamaican? Huh? Who said that? Who said that? All right. Anyway,
watches The Wire.
Facts. All right. The next, Elvis. Oh my goodness. All right, $151 million domestically. They released it worldwide, and people was like, "Who the fuck is this? Who is this?" What? Oh, Elvis gay. Oh, makes sense. Like, what? No, that's not. He's just wearing pink, nigga. He's not. But he dances like a no. That was the thing back then. He with a lot of men. No. Shit. Overseas people, boy, they get shit fucked up. All right, Straight Outta Compton stomps the shit out of Elvis with 161 million point two. Straight Outta Compton. The NWA story. So how y'all feel? I like that. That was cool. No?
Yeah, what was number one?
Quite lovely.
He hasn't done it yet.
No,
that was all that was on the Instagram post.
Okay.
Wow.
If you want to see,
they trying to make you go click on the links.
You already know what it is. It's the Jackson 5 miniseries. That's it right there. Who left the towel?
No,
Michael.
It's fucking 5 heartbeats. What the fuck wrong with you? No,
that's another one. The Temptations.
The greatest of all time.
Forget my focus.
Yeah, for real. All right, let's get serious. Let's talk about acting. Everybody put your serious faces on.
Young actors to start learning about voice.
I love when British people talk about anything because they are so pretentious. He's so talk, old white man.
About speech. 80% of what an actor does when he's acting is to speak.
Facts.
It follows that's the first thing to bring your attention to. The word for me is everything. I borrow, for me acting is making words flesh. I borrow the reference from the Gospel of John, not irreverently, but with gratitude and delight. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was made flesh. That is, to me, is what acting is.
I don't mean to interrupt you, old white man, but what I would like to say is Chris Hemsworth should have sat with him before doing that film. I'm just saying it would have been a big help. So, yep. Everybody's speechless. I get it. took my breath away when I watched that. You know what I mean? It's real serious, deep. What's up with you, Dad Panther? What's going on, bro? Can't anybody?
His eyes. I couldn't take his eyes when he was talking. It was just like the word. The word is the first thing they see. No, your eyes.
Eyes are the
first thing. You see death coming.
That's mean. All right, let's go. Or maybe we get off of acting. Let's talk about some camera work. All right.
Freaking cool things I found out about Dune 2 recently. There are some shots, and you probably noticed this if you were in the theater, where they transition between color into infrared in this smooth.
I would like to say for the record, I did not notice this. I was watching the movie. I wasn't trying to analyze the movie, sir. So that's the difference between you and I.
Transition.
All right.
Characters will walk from the shade into the light. And when I was in the theater, I was like, holy crud, how is this happening? And the solution is just as cool as you had hoped. They actually used a 3D camera rig to allow both cameras to see the exact same framing and transition between them. Basically, the way it works is you have one camera filming straight on and another camera filming from either below or above, but there's a little mirror. So they use this technique in Dune, but rather than making the cameras see two slightly different images like you would with 3D, right? You like in 3D, you would try to have two different eye perspectives. Rather than that, they lined them up perfectly so they could see the exact same image, and then they could fade between color and infrared in those transition shots.
Yo, you know, Eddie, I know you really haven't had a chance to work on $100 million movies, but have there ever been, and you producing anything, have y'all ever in the creative process go, we're going to do some crazy camera shit, and niggas go, yeah, let's do it. Like, is that because I'm trying to understand, how does that become a part of the production conversation? Yo, son, we need an infrared camera, but I don't want that shit to be side by side, my nigga. I want that shit to be the same shit. Well, how the fuck we gonna do it? I don't know, Benny. The fuck? I'm just telling you, I got an idea here. So how the fuck you make it happen? I idea you to make it happen. Like, how the fuck do we even get there? Like,
I honestly, I don't know how who was the one that came up with the idea. I've spent most of my time trying to recreate stuff that I've seen before, and this is new to me. But it's genius. That way they get the exact same shot, and there's no worrying about it shifting and somebody like me being like, oh, that's the switch, you know. So it's genius because they're using the exact same footage. But I don't know how that conversation came about. Who was the genius that was like, this is what I want, come up with that? It's pretty phenomenal.
And even in these moments, I'm always thinking to myself, would Ryan Coogler be given the just extra money? I need to spend another $20 million on some crazy camera idea. You know, I want to reinvent IMAX in a whole different way. And, you know, we're going to, you know, do. Then niggas will be like, nigga, get the fuck out of my office, nigga. Go shoot what the fuck you got. You're black. We don't give a fuck. And you ain't got no, you know what I mean? Or you get one opportunity to do it. And if it doesn't gross like $200 extra million, they're going to be looking at you like, find somewhere else to sleep on the streets. Right. But all right, let's get to some grossly inappropriate Kermit the Frog stuff. Iris, close your eyes.
Honestly, I want new people to talk to that are not going to show me their you-know-whats.
Oh. Well, you found one, you know what I'm saying? I'm Kermit the Frog. I'm the best guy to talk to.
No. Kermit!
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%. Biggest one you're going to see on here today, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
That's lit. What's going on?
Bro.
You work at UPS now?
I do, man. You know what I mean? Got a package here for you.
What's in the box?
I don't know. I don't know. Do you want me to open it?
Before you open it, can I get a hint of what's in the box?
I don't know. I didn't send the package. You understand?
Okay.
I work for UPS. I don't send the packages. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pack it.
Okay, what's in the box?
Looks heavy.
It's heavy.
This is what cinema has become for us. You understand what I'm saying? All right, we've had enough fun. Let's tell some sad stories from actors that are rich as fuck but used to not be. Let's go.
A tough time, and it was terrifying when you had that happen and there was depression, what was the first thing that made you think, okay, there's a way out? Like, what was the first? Was it a project you landed, or what made you think like, hey, there's a way
The
to
first
to
thing that
get out?
had me think there was a way out was my wife's father, God rest his soul, Pops McManigal, was in insurance. And so I asked her, I started poking around, how much I'm insured for, And then she told me. And my way out in my brain was, I said, hey, do you get life insurance to, if someone commits suicide, do they get the bread? And my wife said, well, that's kind of tricky. And I went, well, yeah, man. She had no idea why I was asking her this stuff. Yeah. And then I thought, I just started scheming. If I got somebody to knock me off, death through misadventure, they would get the insurance. I had 4 kids.
So I'm watching this and I'm going, what the fuck? This is weird as shit. Like, and I'm not accustomed, not saying, I know black people that want to commit suicide all the time, but just the way he's going and talking about this is really weird. So this is going to take a turn in just a second to explain why this motherfucker is the way he is.
I wanted them to have a life. Like, it was a hard moment in time. I literally thought of self-annihilation so that they could survive. That's how low I was. So that was the first inkling that there was a way out, but I wouldn't be here to be available to it or be a part of it or be there for my kids. Then, I started to think that's not viable because the pain I would cause them would be lifelong, and lifelong trauma that would just extend the generational trauma with which I'm trying to move away from. The light at the end of the tunnel was Breaking Bad. I had a few little things before that to start to recover, but Breaking Bad was the light. And so I did a guest spot on that show, and even then, after doing one guest spot, they had me come back for another. They offered me a contract. I said no.
Really?
Yeah, it empowered me. And the reason I said no was because they ended the 3rd season, and they wanted me to sign a contract where I had 6 months. They would have given me some money, which would have been great. It would have been a holding fee. But I would have to go to them to say, can I do the Disney project? Can I do this? Can I do that? And I was in fear that they would say no. And I also didn't know what their intention was. And this was the first step to my empowerment, because it wasn't about the money. Yeah, I was broke. I was bankrupt, all these things. It was really about me finding my own strength to know that I could create my own projects. That was the beginning of Parish, to be honest with you. I didn't know it, but the strength to think that, okay, I'm going to say no to this. But I said to them, look, gracefully, I love this show. Let me know what the storyline might be when you come back in 6 months. And if you still feel the same and you're in the writer's room, you have something for me, I certainly will consider. And they did come back, and I had a contract, and I was on the road to finally starting to recover, put some money away. And then, poof, the rise, the Emmy nomination, all these things happened. But that was the beginning of understanding that I had enough confidence in myself and power. I'm confident as a human being. I'm Italian. So, I'm bombastic. I'm all those things that Italian are. And then couple this dark skin with it, you got a volatile combination, baby.
Plus New York.
Plus New York.
He's a New Yorker, he's Italian, and he's black. Now I get it. Like, hold on. How can you be so violent about your own suicide? Oh, because you're Italian and black and a New Yorker. Okay.
But I felt as if that was the beginning of me going, I can conceive a project or adapt a project to my needs, take it and sell it. This Parish has been an 8-year journey. I had it at FX. I have a partner in A&E who went all the way with me. It's now on AMC, a dream network to be with. But we had gone to them earlier, many years ago, and Thumbnail Sketch wasn't really their cup of tea. And here we are 8 years later. They got in the trenches with me, and we made this piece. But it taught me, here's my line in Parish: I'm tired of being a passenger in my own life. Take the wheel. I took the wheel. Here we are. This show is fantastic.
Oh man,
that show is good. I'm sad that I gotta watch it week to week. I would love to just binge it and just hit it, but it's I'm taking it as it comes. It's good.
I was gonna ask you guys if anybody had watched it, because this seems like something I definitely got to tap into. How many episodes out?
3 episodes. The 4th one will air tomorrow and then be available Saturday on AMC Plus.
Got you. All right. Iris, what did you think of it? Cool. Not really.
So far, same.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Panther?
I thought it was pretty cool because we don't get a chance to really know and see him. I know he's done video game and television voiceovers, and he's got his own project. But it is interesting to hear the difference between greatness and having the opportunity where people are literally putting their life on the line, and you see things differently. So it's interesting to hear that, though.
Got you. Yep, you are correct. I love this clip. I thought it would mesh well with the show and bringing in that different perspective of the film industry. I'm not sure if we played this before, but did we play this?
Facts.
Did we play this last week?
Not last week.
No, not last week for
5
sure.
facts about Candyman. All right, let's get it cracking.
About Candyman. Tony Todd was told before his roles that he wouldn't be stung by the bees. So to call them out on this, he actually negotiated an extra $1,000 for every sting. In the first Candyman movie, he was stung 23 times. He fared much better in the sequels, though, with the grand total of about 26,000 stings. Virginia Madsen, who played Helen in the movie, almost had to turn down the role because she's allergic to bees. When she told this to the director, they sent her to UCLA to get checked to make sure because they thought she was just afraid. Turned out she was allergic to pretty much every bee, especially wasps. During filming, they wound up using baby bees because their stingers weren't fully grown and it wouldn't have any effect on her, though they did have paramedics on site at all times. While doing research for the character of Candyman, Bernard Rose actually found out that murders had been committed in Chicago using the mirrors inside of project homes. Specifically, Ruthie Mae McCoy in 1987. Or before Tony Todd took the now iconic role, Eddie Murphy was actually considered to play the part of Candyman, but was seen as too short because he was only 5'9". Originally, Candyman's iconic hook hand was actually created by a blacksmith, but when the crew went to pick it up, he wouldn't sell it to him because he was a devout Christian and he found out it was for a Clive Barker movie. Wait, did I say Candyman 4 or 5 times?
That's some shit. That whole situation with the mirrors and the hallways with behind the mirrors and the projects, I thought that was creepy as hell, and I'm actually even more troubled that it's real. I was like, damn.
Facts. All right. We just got notice that they're chasing Diddy down the highway, so we're gonna cut to a live feed right now.
Oh man, you got some visitors, dog. There's the diddler himself. You ready?
I was born ready. He's going down.
Damn right. It's time to show this freak who the real bad boys are. I'm gonna need you to put the pedal to the metal, though.
I am. What the hell do you think I'm doing?
I need you on some Fast and Furious shit.
I'm doing 260, bro.
Faster, John. I need this shit to go light speed.
The hell kind of sunglasses are those?
This? Oh, this is that Cortez shit.
Man, this ain't Spy Kids, man.
It is today.
You have got to shut up and let him drive, okay?
Exactly, man. Shut up.
It's time to nail his ass. Hard. No, Diddy.
Yeah, I love how they did that with the Bad Boys.
No Diddy. All right, man. And we appreciate the local news and adding us into the feed so that we could also participate. So, like, we have more Diddy updates coming soon. Y'all keep it locked right here to the Real Reviews.
I was like, yo, he's running for real? Like,
yeah, with Selena.
I'm mad. Y'all done got me twice. I'm telling you right now, y'all better not previously this shit. I'm telling you right now.
You asked for it, you got it. All right, let's go to the next clip. Getting into some Fallout conversation. Maybe this will make Iris smile.
A minor plot point is a broken Vault-Tec water chip.
The water chip is destroyed.
A similar busted chip is the inciting incident of the very first Fallout game, so consider this a nod to the event that started it all. The kids in the first episode watch a TV show called Grognak the Barbarian, a reference to a fictional character that pops up in all of Bethesda's Fallout games. A sign on a wall in Philly says that the store owner will salvage, buy, sell, or trade. These are all inventory options from the games. This guy appears to be pretty into jet, using an inhaler to partake in the addictive hallucinogen that is used in the games to boost combat effectiveness. Stim packs are used to cure wounds several times across the series. These come in identical syringes to the game's healing shots. There's also a couple of bags of Radaway to be found, including one with a handwritten label that's just like the version seen in Fallout 3 and 4. If your tastes veer closer to more classically American cuisine, then you can't go wrong with a can of Cram. Fallout's version of Spam, it's regularly eaten by Vault Dwellers, and a tin of it is included with Maximus's food hamper.
Just scratching the surface.
So I think they have a few more. I'll make sure to bring out some new ones every week so you guys will have something to, jump into and enjoy. All right. Let's get to boom, 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 boom. All right, let's do this really emotional one and then we'll pivot back to some fun stuff. All right. Let's go.
Just finished filming what I've spent almost 3 years working on by myself out of my garage, and in just a few weeks, I'm finally going to be sharing it with you. The last couple months, though, have been the craziest. I built a Western world for the TV show within the short film. It was basically a whole separate short film, but it plays an important role in the story, so it had to be as detailed as the rest of it, with 7 buildings in the town and a dozen characters to inhabit it. I also made a paper house that, while simple in appearance, ended up being a little more complex in execution than I thought, but that's pretty much the norm around here now, so I'm used to it. I also auditioned and cast actors to voice the main characters in the film.
Once upon a time, there was a super spy.
Then I made a bunch of mouths out of paper and animated and synced their dialogue.
There was a super spy.
I also made a trailer that will announce the official release date and platform to watch Gruff. I'll be posting that on Valentine's Day, so thank you so much for your patience and your encouragement along the way. I promise you it's worth the wait, but you won't have to wait much longer. Okay, I have some finishing touches I need to put on the trailer, but I will see you on the 14th.
All right.
Is that out?
So I'm guessing
this creator, I actually found this clip on my timeline today. It was actually released 3 months ago. So the full short is out on YouTube right now, where you can see it's like 30 minutes long, and there's some additional content that's a part of it too. I highly suggest, man, if y'all get some time, search out this creator, watch the content. I'll send the links to the group chat so y'all can check it out. I thought that was really amazing. A guy in his garage, doing that all by himself. I can fucking relate. And I give him props for just being committed to it and staying inside of it. Man, that's amazing. Paper mache and then voice actors, crazy. All right, let's take it up. Didn't want anybody crying. There's another clip of that, man, where people like watched it and they're crying. Oh, it changed my life. I'm like, oh boy, this is crazy. I don't know if I'm ready. All right. So
E2 turned out to be the most prolonged and difficult sound to develop. I ended up doing vocalizations at the same time I play a keyboard on an old ARP synthesizer. And I learned to sort of whistle and beep along with what I was playing on the keyboard. The basis for R2 was this computer, this ARP synthesizer. And you could do it in different pitches on the keyboard. You could make it mad, you could vary the wave, the modulation of the waveform a bit.
Yeah.
But the trick to it was the human input. My microphone from my tape recorder in high school.
Cool.
And so I could combine my voice at the same time that we're doing.
Yo, the sound design stuff always has me glued. Like, how did you guys come up with these crazy ideas to give each character these unique, layers or whatever? But shout out to them for that. All right. It's time to move on. It's time for us to review a movie. Are you guys ready to review a movie?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right, I wasn't quick enough pulling the trailer up, so you guys will just have to live with this little flub dub here. All right, it's time for us to talk about Civil War. Hold on, let me make sure this is muted. I don't want it to be double, and let's go.
19 states have seceded. The United States Army ramps up activity. The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
We just try to stay out with what we see on the news. Seems like it's for the best.
All right. I have been waiting with bated breath to watch this film ever since the trailer first came out, probably about 6 months ago. We were in the early days of the reboot of Real Reviews. Me and Eddie, I think Dad Panther was here, I think Iris was here, and we watched the trailer, and I was immediately excited. How did you guys feel, when we played that trailer for the first time on the show? Or do y'all even remember that?
I was very animated.
Is that it?
Yeah, I was very animated. I was excited about it. It was my kind of thing.
Yeah. So me, I was actually, I was a little uneasy. Some of it reminded me of my time in Utah. So it was, for me, I wasn't sure if this was going to be a good thing or if this was going to start something.
Iris?
I was like, that's the exact face when I saw the trailer, because I like movies like that. I like action. I like anything about pertaining to war, whether it's fictional or not. And I was actually really excited to see this movie just based off the trailer. So.
Got you. All right. So we're gonna move into the highs and lows. Is there any particular person that wants to take the lead off on this, or all right, anybody jumping out there? All right. So I don't want Eddie to start. So calm down, buddy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kick this off. Probably one of my most anticipated films of 2024. Let me say that off top. I invited many people, probably at least 10 people, to watch this film with me and Fame. And everybody, and I'm talking about 9, 10 people, of the 10 people I asked, said no for the same reason. I feel like if I watch this is how is shit really going to happen. And I'm afraid of this, and I'm afraid. And I'm like, so you don't want to watch a movie because you feel like it's going to happen in real life? That's weird. So then the other part is just people feeling like, I just feel like this is going to be more of that Republican propaganda. And I was like, really? And I was like, okay, I'm scratching my head. But then as I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I guess the Republicans are talking about taking their country back and doing whatever it takes. And it did give me some pause, but then I realized that I'm an intelligent human being, and that's just a ridiculous concept. So then I'm like, all right, cool, let's go to the movies. And if it is, we just saw Terminator Jesus 7 months ago. So whatever, it is what it is. So Terminator Devil and Savior. All right, we're not going to get back into that bag. This movie was not what I expected it to be. The number one thing I can tell you guys right now, if you're going to see a film just focused on Civil War, that's not what this movie is about. Civil War is a character in the movie. Ain't that crazy? The Civil War is a character. It's a part of the storyline. It comes in and out as it pleases. It's very aggressive, very abrasive, very in your face. The Civil War is a mirror on the weird social dichotomy that is America. Because I think that us as Americans, we have this no matter whether you're in the middle of the country or you're in New York or whether you're in LA, we all have this very Disneyland concept of what America is. Even though we'll watch 60 million hours of murder mysteries and 60 million hours of horror movies that are based on true stories, like we don't ever attach the horror that we see and the racism, the inequality, the disrespect. We don't ever equate that to America. For whatever reason, somehow we've disassociated the realities of what our country has done and continues to do from the concept of the, you know, I mean, the dream concept that we have of America. And I'm saying that because that's the reason why all of these people didn't want to go to the movies with me, because they were like, I don't want this film to destroy this fantasy I have that is America. You know, mind you, when I stop talking, they're going to tell me I'm wrong. Probably, maybe not. I don't know. But this is just my point of view. So I saw the film, and in the film, I'm like, yo, this Civil War is a beautiful thing because I love the fact that there's so many nuanced details that aren't there that allow us to stay focused on what the purpose of the story is. I'll give you an example. They never tell you whose fault it is for the Civil War. They don't give you any details about how it happened. You just exist in this short little window of time where this group of reporters are rushing to do an interview with this president. Yes, they go into details about what side is which, but they don't tell you, like, there's really no map. Now I have a map that I downloaded from somebody that just came up with something. So this is the map that they said. I don't know if this is confirmed or not. So it's like the New People's Army, Loyalist States, Florida Alliance, Western Forces. So it's essentially really the Western Forces versus the Loyalist States, if I'm correct. So, and you see a lot of shocking imagery. The story is really about this group of reporters. There are two reporters that are in the same company. Their job is to go to New York to try to get this interview with the president. There's another reporter that's not trying to go to New York. I mean, I'm fucking up. They're going to DC. They're going to DC to interview the president. I apologize. I had Iris on my brain. So I'm thinking that she's the president in New York, but she's not. She's the president of Puerto Rico. The president in the movie is the president of DC, and these niggas trying to go see that. All right, now I got it straight. So then there's another reporter that doesn't want anything to do with DC. He like, look, nigga, I just need a ride. You could dump me off way away from all of this shit. I'm going to cover a different story. And there's even kind of like this little newsy competitiveness because they didn't even really want to tell each other what their objectives was and what they were going to do until they kind of broke down while they were getting drunk and being like, all right, fuck it. This is what I'm trying to do. And others like, oh, we're going to do this. So they were kind of like, all right, fuck it. We'll help you out. And then there's also a tag along that ends up coming. That's a young lady that's a photographer. And she wants to be a wartime photographer. That's her dream. Side note, weird fucking dream, but we're going to move on with that. She comes from a family with money when you want to spend your life doing some shit where you ain't really going to make no fucking money. And there's a very high probability of death. We'll get into that later. So this is actually a road film. Hey, nigga, we getting on the road. We're going to make some shit happen. We're going to have some good times, drink some beer, you know what I'm saying? Have some unbridled sex, roll around in the grass for some nude scenes. We'll see some breasts, you know what I'm saying? Some love making. It was supposed to be a great thing, man. They were probably going to go see a festival, you know what I mean? That's what I was expecting. I'm like, man, this is, you know how road trips are. You got to have your beer. You got to have some food. You know what I mean? We're going to have some deep conversation about ourselves and our feelings. And, yeah, it wasn't that at all. No. You see this group of people drive through this country that is torn, not completely apart, but it's fractured. And there are so many people that are all dealing with this fractured nation in different ways. And there's this discussion going on between this group that is driving across country that is so deep, because it's not just about conversations about career. It's not just conversations about what they feel like the purpose of the country is and what their future. We're talking about layers upon layers of deep philosophical shit that some of it makes sense to me, and I think some of it still goes over my head. And it's one of those things that makes me want to go back and watch the movie again. There are some really great sound design going on here. There are literal moments when everybody in the theater went, God damn it. Like, there are multiple times where you will jump. There's so many graphic moments. They do not turn the camera. Now, it's not Eddie gruesome where he can't watch it. You know what I mean? They're not like just ripping open shit and blood and stuff, but they're not turning the camera away from somebody catching that shot. And that motherfucker, you see a lot of graphic stuff. I mean, you see America at its worst. You know what I mean? They really show you the seedy underground of our culture in a very vivid, and it's not played up. They don't make it like these gruesome, crazy scenes. You know, there's no like scary music. Boom, 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 boom. It's none of that. It's a sunny, shiny day and some goofy shit happens, and then fuck, you know what I mean? And the shit just goes left, and you are literally holding on to your seat because you know ain't no police. Ain't no 911, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you got to deal with shit. You know, figure it out, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, the highs of the film is everything, man. The lows of the film is, I really feel like I wanted to know more about the Civil War. I understand why they didn't. I'm not beefing about, for real, I'm not beefing why I didn't get any details and they didn't get into it, because that's not the purpose of the film. But they did such a good job of building this world and taking us through it. I wanted to spend 2 more days in this motherfucker. Like, you know, I wanted to see how each side had built up. You know what I mean? There's so much that went unsaid that I wanted to get into, and they didn't. The next thing is, I've seen other reviewers say that they felt like the storyline was a little weak because they felt like the main characters were just jabbering on, and, you know, it just, you know, does this little thing, and they felt like they needed more. I felt like the film really hit me in a very deep way. I'm getting older. They're talking about people sacrificing their lives for something that they believe in, having these careers, and you becoming almost like a robot to this passion that you have. And this passion is almost like an addiction, for real. And that hit me there in a very deep way, because I'm very addicted to what I'm doing right now that I make no money off of. So, like, it's a beautiful story, and it has this very strong message at the end, and it's not spelled out. They're not telling, you know, there's no fade to black with a paragraph of, you know, and in the end, we've learned that man's life is short and da-da-da. It's not that. It's like the shit happens and you're like, God damn. So with that being said, man, I'm blown away by this film. I had white people. I had an older black woman and her husband next to me, and on the other side of us we had a white couple, and there was so much dialogue. It was definitely no racism like it was in the other film I watched. There was just so much, like, it was so impactful to everybody, and nobody was jumping up being loud. Yo, we were all sitting there at the end of the film. It took at least 3-4 minutes into the credits for niggas to start getting up, because I think everybody was just so weighed down with the weight of the film. You know what I mean? So That's my opinion. Who wants to go next?
So, I'll jump in here. So, so my highs for the movie, with everything that you shared, Jay, I really have to agree. I was really like at the edge of my seat. The movie was so intense. You felt so immersed in what was going on, and I feel like our characters within the movie, it was realistic how real people would react to war, and just the exhaustion of however long the war has been going on, especially, as a journalist. And you're right, like you basically have to become a robot in order to do this job. Like there's no like, oh god, someone died. Yeah, no, we got take a picture and we got to share it with the world. Somebody died, take the picture, keep it pushing. And Kristen Dunst's character in this movie is so like the exhaustion, like of course I've never been in war, but it's like I can feel it just projecting off of her in the screen. Just and then here comes the other young lady there that she just seemed like happy joy, like, yay, I want to be a photojournalist. Like, yeah, I started like you. Look at this now. You see the exhaustion, you see the pain that I've gone through, like you don't know. And it was so intense, and it's like there were times where I and my mother who came with me I was crying. Like I felt like I was there. And it's just like the pacing of the movie I felt was good. That there are all different sides to the action. It's not just the war and the guns, but it's like just like random people and what they're doing to protect their own, and on how crazy people have become due to this war. And it's real. Like I can really see, like, God forbid something like that were to ever happen to this day. Like I could really see like every bit of part of that movie being so true in real life. And I know, as Jay had previously mentioned, they don't really give you the reason for this civil war, but there were some tidbits that I paid attention to. Like how in the movie, they state how the president is on his third term. How the fuck? When you're only allowed 2 terms, each term 4 years, 8 years in total. And then another piece was how Sammy, the older gentleman that was writing with them, how they're like, he's talking about them getting this interview with the president. And basically he's like, this is bullshit for you to try to do, because I mean, think about it. I mean, when he mentioned like Mussolini and Hitler, which were both fascist dictators. So for me, I felt like they were trying to kind of say like, hey, the problem here is that the president is a fascist. He has somehow taken over the country completely, and he has somehow been able to stay in office for a 3rd term already. So I feel like that's what they were trying to hint at, and California and Texas was not having it. And I really enjoyed how our characters, they didn't really specify a side. It's like they really didn't care who won. They just really needed this story. And I thought that part was interesting, because I felt like that really screamed how numb they became as people. Like, how do you not have a side? How do you not feel some type of way on how your country is going? Like, has this job really torn you down so badly that it's just about the story? And that's it. The movie was, I feel like, more of of like an emotional and mental roller coaster, because it really makes you think. how are things going on today in our society, you know. And I feel like this movie really showed us an option of, you know, maybe a hypothetical possibility of how crazy things could get, you know. um and a part of that scared me, even just watching, like, knowing I'm watching a movie, and it really, like, it really hit me hard. um so I feel like, I feel like, you know, a lot of people who have decided, oh, I don't want to see this movie, I'm unsure of this movie, oh, I don't think it's going to be a good movie, they should really go ahead and watch it. Because it really does make you think, especially in connection to today is society and how things are going, and how our country isn't, I wouldn't say broken, but we are fractured in many ways. My only lows is, I would have to say, I wish they would have went into more detail instead of you having to try to piece together, like, oh, the possibilities of how the war could have started. I really wish they would have went into more detail in regards to that, or at least give us, like, you know, in the beginning, blah blah blah, and then we go into the movie, like, oh, years later, as the Civil War has been happening. um but yeah, like, I really enjoyed the movie. So those were my only lows in regards to this movie. Other than that, writing, actors, the action, pace of the movie, really good, flawless to me. I think they did a really good job with this movie.
All right. I'm only going to offer a smidge of pushback before I let the other guys jump in. I enjoyed the fact that they didn't say anything, because I feel like that added to the tension of the film. You know, not knowing anything, it's almost like you are waking up in this world, and now you're trying to be orientated into it, and subsequently now you're going along, you know, kind of on this. You're in the car with these people, and you're learning as they're talking. And I think that was and that's what kind of made it more intense for me. But Eddie, what are you thinking?
Like Walking Dead.
Yes. Yeah.
For me, I honestly, I think that they didn't give us the beginnings of it because that would cause the audience to pick a side or feel some type of way, or it may alienate a certain audience that was worried it was gonna be this. You know, then you choose who's right or wrong. Right now, with it just being where the Civil War's happened, these are the two sides, and this is the story. You don't have to worry about alienating or pushing any propaganda or agenda. At least that's personally how I feel about. I feel like that's the best way to go forward. Highs for me, I thought it was beautiful. They had a lot of great cinematic shots. I thought they captured a lot of intensity, a lot of moments, you know, where they were really trying to immerse you and bring you in with the way it looked. I thought they did a great job of, again, like I said, not saying who's right or who's wrong, just giving you this atmosphere to make sure that, you know, you've just focused on the journalists and their story. I felt like they also did a really good job of capturing the type of people that could be, you know, that you would come across throughout the country in this scenario, in this situation. Like I said, when I watched the trailer and the guy said, "Hey, we're American," he said, "Yeah, but what kind of American are you?" That took me back to some time when I was in Utah during the 2020 election. You know, there's some people out there, and I know you guys feel like this is like far-fetched from happening, but I feel like this is actually right under the surface, where there's people, not just everyday people, but people high up in office and everything, that would not mind seeing what would happen if they overturn things. Example, January 6th. I think that there's people that want to go on this scale. This is why I was concerned about the movie. So I understand people's cautious, worried about, is it going to make them feel something, or are they going to be entertained, or are they going to feel like they're going to get propaganda or whatever. But fortunately, it didn't do that. Like you said, it was, the Civil War is just a character. It's the setup for the story of the journalist. And so I was really appreciative of how well they shot it, how they showed them traveling, and the different atmospheres, the different levels of intensity, the different type of people that they came across, because not everybody was on one side Not everybody was on another. But as far as my lows, this movie with the characters, I felt like there was a lot of moments and that bothered me where I was taken out of the film because of some of the writing with the characters or because of some of the scenarios. I was very bothered at the fact that they were giving Kirsten Dunst a hard time about not wanting to expose this young girl, and they keep telling her, "Well, you were the same way." And she said, and basically, I immediately yelling at the screen, "Yeah, look how fucked up she is. This is what she's trying to prevent." Y'all acting like you know something's wrong with Kirsten Dunst. You know she's been through a lot, PTSD, and she's not. And so she's trying to prevent this girl, and then we immediately find out that the girl is not ready for what she's getting. And so that throws me. I mean, I understand that was cool, but I wanted, when I get scenarios like this, I want more of that bottom line, I told you so type situation. And we didn't get it. That was bothering me. And a lot of the different things with the characters and the decisions were throwing me off, and it kept taking me out where I was more annoyed than I was actually enjoying the story. I was annoyed that they've been in this scenario for God knows how long, and they were actually not prepared for the type of people that they came across. Like, they were very naive about it, and only one person that was trying to give them common sense was the old black guy, which nobody ever listens to. You know what I'm saying? And they were actually being very, in my opinion, reckless in the situation. And I'm surprised they didn't expect to come across these type of people. But then again, actually, after hearing you guys' perspective of how you think this will never happen, now it kind of makes sense that there's people who actually just haven't had certain experiences, based on the experience I had in Utah, which I'm not going to turn this into that type of episode, but I experienced that, especially during the 2020 election. I experienced it hardcore where I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it out of that situation or go to prison. And so that kind of stuff is everywhere. And for them to think we're just gonna mosey on and just go show up on the front lawn of the White House, it bothered me. And so everything they were doing, flashing their press pass, which really didn't mean shit to anybody. They go to a stadium, there's a lady with a notebook and one little girl, they stop them like they're the checkpoint. What if I didn't want to show you my badge? What if I came in guns blazing? There was no checkpoint there to protect those people. So it was like, you're showing me this structure or this certain atmosphere, this world that is not, it's not legit. It's bullshit. That little girl waving her hand and then being like, "Yeah, let me see your press pass." And the girl clipboard, "Okay, fine, you can come in, but there's no tents." Like, who are you really fucking stopping? If I wanted to come in there and just do what the fuck I wanted, you couldn't stop me. And then they're riding around with press on the truck, trying to ask people questions about the war. Like, everybody's doing their thing. Like, you just need to focus on you. And I was really bothered. I felt like these characters didn't really know who they wanted to be or what world they were in. And then I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil, but one of the characters had very big emotional reactions to certain people that moved on, but had very zero reaction to somebody who appeared to be the ride or die, and that really bothered me. And in this movie, I wish that the ending would have flipped. I wish that would have been that "I told you so" moment, or early on, I would have been okay with somebody at that stature, having something play out like that. And again, I don't want to spoil, but this is one of those situations where I couldn't really be intense. I couldn't really fear for anything because I knew certain characters were going to make it all the way to the last 10 minutes. So it took me out of it. I was more annoyed that they allowed themselves to get in that situation. And I don't want to beat a dead horse about it, but Kirsten Dunst, I do want to shout her out though. She really, whatever her character was feeling, she sold it. And I feel like they cast it well. She carried the movie. Everything she was feeling, the transition she was going through, in the first few minutes, I whispered something to the Dad Panther. I'm not gonna say because again, that could potentially spoil, but I got a vibe of something, and they didn't actually confirm it, but it still kind of led to it, and hopefully we can have that discussion in another platform. But
I definitely want to have a spoilery discussion about this shit. God
absolutely.
Dang. There's a bunch of shit you just said that I have responses for, but go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, I kept getting pulled out of the situation. That I feel like the last thing I'll say that's really big for me is where the movie ended, and that's where they found this person that would have had all kinds of resources that we know from other things to have been long gone and misled everybody. You know, I would have liked some kind of dialogue to explain why that person was still available there, why this ended here. Because in my opinion, if you're not going to explain anything, then it's going to be like, okay, bullshit. I mean, this beekeeper all over again. Like you gotta open check, but all this stuff is already on the government payroll. So we immediately call bullshit. And so now you're saying, you know, this person with the world at the fingertips has no way to get out of this situation. I don't believe that. And that took me out of it too. It just fucked up the movie for me. So that's all I got.
Got you. All right. Dad Panther, it's all you, boss.
Oh man. So Civil War, movie that had a lot of hype for. I would say the highs of it, and without going into detail, because I think you guys all did a great job on it. It was the casting, it was the viewpoints that they would give you from the perspective of them sitting in the backseat of the vehicle, and then you have that camera that kind of comes through and catches the smoke, watching the tracers in the background, and these are areas that I believe Atlanta, Georgia was the spot that they were making some of these shots at. But I believe visually and the sound effect they gave you for the guns going off and just debris and carnage, you felt that and it was real. And I see that as that's a plus for this movie, with some standout, acting from Dunce and the gentleman with the red glasses. It was very eerie to hear that scene that in the trailer, you thought you knew what he meant by what kind of American you are, which triggers that temperature that we're in the country right now, but it was much deeper. And you can hear them when they make the comment of, I'm from Missouri, I'm from this, and I'm from Florida. It's the act of survival, not necessarily, it just didn't hold up. And that's why I'll go with the bad stuff. It just, the world they built, maybe it's just because I've read a lot of books that, talk about stuff like that, not necessarily the past, but the future. Maybe because there's podcasts like It Can Happen Here. That's a podcast about the Second Civil War where they go into detail. It's a 10-part episode, and they break it down. They make it feel real with as much facts as possible. And I can't remember the book, but when Katrina hit, there was a neighborhood where it was lawlessness, and they did their own thing. And it was just like some of these other things, if you experienced it, even if you lived in an area that had gun violence, you've seen certain things. So I can see the shock value for a lot of people who've never seen this stuff before, never played around a Call of Duty or something like that. But there were other movies that grabbed me more to what this movie was trying to do, like The Photographer, which is now on, I think it's National Geographic. It's 10 or 8 episodes, and it follows the life of photographers taking pictures in nature. And there's countless movies like that that kind of put people in that limelight. But to go back to the war and how that was on film, to me, I think Black Hawk Down, that gut wrenching feeling, the fact that the location was just as much as a character, just like Jay said, the Civil War being a secondary character. Bushwick, which was a movie with Batista, and there was someone else in it. That movie didn't get enough love and credit for the fact that the realism that showed in that movie and that pacing and just the camera angles that they were giving you on that. For this movie to get all the way down to the finish line, and I won't spoil it, it became something different where they focused on, instead of visually, they were giving you audio. And I felt like it was a bit much. The realism, again, this country has multiple allies. This country has multiple vets and different organization and branches. And just, it doesn't take long to think, even if we fractured at certain points to what they were showing, just there was no realism. Watching tracers go back and forth in the background, not being someone who served, but someone with some common sense, that costs a lot of money. I don't know what civilians are sitting there riding around in these vehicles. And so I understand what Lingo's saying, that the world they built doesn't feel real. It feels like it's a real gun that's sitting at somebody's, table, and you check it and the parts of it is plastic and it doesn't have any ammunition in it. And it's not to say that it's not dangerous for one way or the other, but the other part that I would say was a significant draw back was it's just you sold a lot of people on that whole Civil War. And again, there's a lot of people who haven't seen stuff and they're gonna be like, wow, this is what the moment is. But it's just like you didn't go all the way in. You played it safe with the issues. It's nice that you took the route of the photographer and the journalist, but there was moments where even the people in the war were saying things like, no, I don't know who I'm trying to kill, but they're trying to kill me. Like, you're in the active war. So that moment where they were just naive and not smart, there was story driven plots that would happen where a character would take significant damage. And you're like, but if you think about how that happened, it really didn't make any sense. Like that, like I couldn't understand how that happened, or certain things you realize happen afterwards. And I just think that if you enjoy it, you enjoyed it. I did enjoy the movie. It just wasn't as impactful as I thought it was going to be. I thought I would leave the theater thinking something, feeling something, and I just didn't.
All right. I think we've lectured out this movie. So let's get down to the review section before everybody falls asleep. What's your rating? Is it a classic, good watch, catch on streaming, not doing for me? Oh, hell no. Or if you ever show me this again, I will slap you. All right, so boop, 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 boop. Dad Panther, kick it off, my brother. What rating, since you're the most disappointed out of the four of us, what rating are you giving us today?
I'm not gonna say disappointed. I think you guys have all had some really good points, so I'm gonna peel back a little further. And I think it's a stretch to say that someone's gonna watch this 1, 2, or 3 times. It's gonna get its money. It's gonna make its money. That's for sure. I'm gonna say it's catch it on streaming.
Okay, I like that. All right, Iris, where you going with it, fam? Unmute yourself, my dear.
Have household dwellers. So I'm actually going to give it a good watch. Just a little bit more than catch it on streaming. But I do have to agree because for me, because of how intense I kind of felt and uneasy, it's not something that I'm like, oh, I got to see it again and again and again. I saw it. I know it happened. It messed with me emotionally. I'm good.
Got you. I'm normally like that with slave movies and racial shit like that. That's the type of shit I'll be like, I won't even watch it nowadays. But when I was younger, I would watch it and be like, all right, I've seen it. I've said I've seen it, and I'm not gonna. This is a little different for me. Like I want to see this again, and I'm like, I want to go back and kind of look at it with Dad Panther's glasses. Because like there's so much stuff that I didn't pick up on that he's right. I just number one, I'm stupid. I don't know these things. And number two, I wasn't, when I be in movies, I be immersed. So I'm not trying to figure out if it's real or not. I'm just in the car for the ride. You know what I mean? So like, but everything he said, very true. So now I'm gonna go back and just be like, yep. Nope. All right, movie lingo. Where are we going with it, boss?
For me, I know it sounded like I was going to dog it, but I still think people need to watch it. I was distracted a lot and bothered by stuff, but I say catch on streaming.
All right. All right, let's see. What are my options? Classic, good one, catch on streaming, not doing. All right, let's just say it's a classic. Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. I'm not with these guys. I don't know them. I didn't come with them. I'm my own person. Yes. Classic. I definitely feel like every household should watch this. Your 4-year-old, strap them to the chair, pull their eyeballs open, and make them watch. This is serious business here. This is the future of our nation played out in a fictitious forum, obviously with some character flaws and holes. But come on, bro. When I watched Star Wars, there was a lot of shit that I was just like, this is some bullshit. But at the same time, I still goddamn had a blast. So shout out to that.
This one was smothered with it every other scene.
And you know what, Eddie, and I would love to have a spoiler discussion about this. Yes. for people that are more well versed than others. And I feel like that's the key thing you said. For you in the place that you sit in society and the things you've seen and you've done, all right, you're like, oh man, this is bullshit. And the same thing with Dad Panther, like he liked guns, so like, you know what I mean, or he liked he listened to these different things, so he's armed with different information going into the film. But once again, as an idiot that don't listen or watching it, don't read any of that shit, and I walk into the thing. I mean, but I have to be very realistic about the type of consumer I am. If it's like, if we were doing a music movie and they start talking lingo and shit, I'm going to be picking that shit the fuck apart. And I'm going to be like, man, this is some bullshit. That's some bullshit. And that's the reason why a lot of music bios, I don't even like watching them because there'd be so much bullshit involved in it. But like, you know, that's for me. But me walking into this, man, the storyline really caught me up. The characters really caught me. Yo, like you said, and I don't want to ramble on too long, but it was a Kirsten Dunst, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Kirsten Dunst.
I am not a fan of hers. This is the first time I really was like in love. I was like, yo, you killing it as an old chick. You know what I'm saying? Definitely would smash old Kirsten Dunst's tail. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you can get it. You know what I mean? I love you, babe. You did a great job. You know what I mean? You should have slapped the shit out of that little young bitch when you seen her. You know what happened that scene, right? When you see, like, what? But anyway, we're not going to get into that. So anyway, we hope that you guys check the film out, go in the comments and give us your opinions so that we can, do what we do. So it's trailer time. Let's hurry up and get the hell up out of here. All right, so the first one we're going to do tonight, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they keep giving niggas money to do Transformers films. So why not watch another trailer for another fucking, exactly, Irish. Yawn, nigga, yawn. Let's go.
What's it, Brian? A trailer. It's about to drop.
Echo.
Okay, I might do that. Oh, yeah, then let's drop it. Okay.
Water.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. The Transformers 1 trailer starts now. Do you want to do it? That's good. I like that.
I like it too.
The Transformers 1 trailer starts now.
So, how long do you think we'll be here? I'm not talking to you.
You know what? We are so screwed.
Thought you weren't talking to me.
You two, come with me. Report to Waste Management.
Hi there, I'm B127. I'm actually working on some nicknames. The one I'm floating right now is Badassatron, which is actually pronounced Badassatron.
We're gonna call you B.
I know we're just lowly worker bots who can't even transform. Don't you want to see what's out there?
There's a reason no one goes to the surface. It's dangerous.
Why'd you bring jetpacks?
If we survive this, I'm gonna kill you!
I accept those terms.
The surface.
It's beautiful.
Nigga was out.
Your self-worth.
Take these and access your full potential.
It's time to show them we are more than meets the eye.
We can transform now.
On 3, 1.
It's working! Where's my head? How do we use these things? Oh, look at wheels! I need wheels! Woo!
Guys, that's not good.
We've got these powers for a reason. Let's use them.
We stand here together as one.
Whoa! I got a battle mask! It appears with this guy. Knife hands? I have knife hands!
I can see that. These are not the bad guys.
Why did you cut the door?
No, it was already like that. Right? Yes, that's right. Yes. It was. Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. Y'all crazy. That was fire.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be cute.
I think the hardcore fans are gonna rip that to shreds.
But I mean, it felt like Saturday morning cartoon, but doing its own thing. Like, why hate it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
think
mean,
it's
we'll
supposed to
see.
be more for the kids. I think it's aimed for the children.
Do you want me to go on a rant? Because I can easily tear this
No.
shit to shreds
No.
right now.
See?
Hey, listen. Hey, and listen.
There was
Hey, that's what we
anger
here for.
bubbling up.
Real
I
reviews. He's about to transform right now.
You got like 13 minutes.
The old nigga in me. This is not my Transformers. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
He's stupid.
This is the Trapped, or is it Trap? Trap. There we go. Let's go.
Put your hands together for Lady Raven.
Hurry, come on.
He did it right there.
I got time at you.
No, dad jokes. This is serious. Come on.
I'm sorry. Lady
This shit slapped, Dad. Thank you. This is literally the best day of my life.
Is that Josh Hartnett?
Yep. That means he did it.
Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. I can leave you here in the seat.
I'm good, Dad.
Why he look like that? I don't leave my daughter by herself.
Right? Cooper, Jamie.
What's with all the police trucks outside? The cameras everywhere, Jamie. I'm not supposed to tell. Something happened.
That's when I leave.
Don't rat me out. I won't. You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today. So they set up a trap for him. This whole concert, it's a trap. They're watching all the exits, they're checking everyone that leaves. There's no way to get out of here.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I said that.
You ruined the movie.
Dad.
I'm sorry, Riley, what was that?
Your daughter's never gonna forget this day.
You're kind of dope, right?
Yo, let me say this.
Go ahead.
We are constantly giving Hollywood shit for not coming up with something original. So I'm actually pleased, even if this doesn't hit, I'm actually pleased to see something that's just a little bit left. That's not the norm. You know, we watched at the beginning of the trailer, once he left his daughter, we all thought it was one type of movie. And then it'll be something else. So for me, I'm actually looking forward to find out if it's gonna be worth it or not.
I'm totally with you on that. Yeah, that's it.
I just feel like the trailer ruined it though.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that it's not about drugs and black people selling drugs out of houses in the South. So That's
And it doesn't have Negroes in the title either. So
yeah, and there are technically only
It's
one.
not called Trap House.
Right. And there's only one black character, and he's working a stand at the concert.
and he snitched. That ain't no real nigga.
And he
was
a
like,
dirty
ain't that gonna
snitch.
be something? All these cops, I called them.
I was
Can you
hoping that
imagine
nigga
how
was-
many people gonna buy tickets and they're gonna get in there, they didn't see the trailer, and they're gonna be like, this ain't the trap I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna be crazy. All righty then, let's move this little pokey along.
No, I don't buy it.
What?
You're not a hitman. You can't be. I tried looking you up, and nothing. It's like you don't even exist.
I guess I'm just your fantasy.
So what's the biggest difference between the real you and your occupation?
By the way, my name is Gary Johnson, and I'm a fake hitman. I realize not everyone fantasized about the same hitman. Every sting operation was a performance.
This is serious. I am in service business.
And each arrest was like a standing ovation.
Okay, Daniel Day.
I had it down to a science.
Sounds lovely.
Until things got, well, complicated.
Medicine. We're expecting heavy turbulence, so prepare to brace for impact. Do I scare you?
No.
Remember the lady came in trying to have her husband killed that we let go?
No, that he let go.
Yeah, her husband was just found dead.
I'm sorry, what happened?
From my perspective, you're getting a little sloppy. You're Gary? The hitman.
My name is Gary Johnson, and my simple question for you is, who is your hitman?
We'll see.
Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood.
They could have tried a little harder with the title.
Yeah. That's what happens fucking with Latinas.
I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it.
She ain't lie.
I mean, she
I'll
looked.
touch it.
I was scared for him. I was like, no, that bitch crazy. You better
Five with
run,
brown eyes.
run for the hills, white boy. You can't handle that.
That last part threw me. You don't know what to do with that.
We appreciate you guys tuning in this evening for an illustrious show. I am so happy and proud that you've stayed this long. And okay, no, it's all good. Man, we hope you come in next week. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Cyberpunk Session 6. So at 8:00 tomorrow. Also, I would like to. Sorry. So and then we'll be back here.
Just scratch his brain.
Yeah, for real.
Black Mirror Podcast. No, I had some crust in my eye. Yeah, make sure you tune in for that, and we will be okay. So news. I won't be available to do Black Watch Theater next Friday. So I would like the team to move on without me. However, if you would like to pause it and wait till I come back, I will respect that. So we will discuss it, and you will see an advertisement or not in the near future. So with that being said, anybody have any shout outs, anything they want to say before we get the hell up out of here?
Yes, a shout out to my fam because a new baby is joining the family, not from me, from a family member. I am very, very, very excited and happy and can't wait for the new baby in my family.
Word. Congratulations. And on all of your upcoming surprises that you know about. So anyway, Eddie, did you have anything else? Shout outs?
Shout out to the entire BBC Life family. Everybody contributed to the funds so we can have our retreat in June. So shout out to everybody for taking it seriously and getting involved, and we're gonna make it work.
Exactly. Dad Panther.
Shout out to my little one, Butterfly, aka Tum Tum. She lost her first tooth the other day, so bittersweet. I told her stop growing, and she's not listening to me, so I feel some type of way. But it is what it is. Daddy loves you.
How much money did you give her for the tooth?
I'm not gonna lie, I gave her $20, and I
That's
bought her
how
a
you
toy.
supposed to do it. There you go.
So she don't know what to do with $20, but
she rich.
That's a fact. You know, some Chipotle, pretty much. So make sure you tap in with us every week. Follow us on social media. Make sure you get you some merch. You understands me? You know what I mean? Make sure you follow these wonderful people, as they are individuals who are highly talented and multi-capable to do all types of things. You understand me? And we will check you next week right back here on Real Reviews with your peoples. All right, we're out. Peace.
No ticket.